We are counting down the 10 most fascinating one-hit wonders that lit up 1975 and then disappeared. From regional rock anthems and soul-searching ballads to soft pop hits crafted in legendary studios, these forgotten gems reveal how a single song can leave a lasting mark before fading away. Which artist tops our list of lost wonders? Let us begin with number 10. Number 10 belongs to a song that drifted in from the Australian outback, carrying a familiar melody but wrapped in a whole new sound. Gary Shearston, a folk singer with a storyteller's voice, took on a Cole Porter classic, I Get a Kick Out of You, in 1975. Instead of the usual jazz club swing, Shearston stripped the song down to its bones, with acoustic guitar, gentle harmonica, and a delivery that felt more like a fireside chat than a Broadway number. It was a bold move at a time when folk music was losing ground to disco and rock. In Australia and a few Commonwealth countries, the single caught a spark, landing on local charts and earning Shearston brief attention. But outside those circles, the song faded quickly, overshadowed by the changing tides of radio. Today, his folk version is a rare find, proof that even a Cole Porter standard could take a detour through the bush before vanishing from the airwaves. Long Island's Good Rats never needed national charts to fill clubs from Queens to Jersey. In 1975, their anthem, Taking It to Detroit, blasted through gritty femme dials across the Northeast, powered by a stomping riff and lyrics that hit home with blue-collar crowds. The band's reputation was built on sweat-soaked live shows and relentless touring, with WPLJ and other New York stations giving them heavy rotation while the rest of the country barely noticed. Flyers from that summer promised a night of loud guitars and raw energy, and the band always delivered. Despite their dominance in the tri-state bar circuit, the Good Rats never cracked the Hot 100. For those who caught them live, Taking It to Detroit is more than a forgotten single. It is a memory of packed clubs and the pulse of Northeast rock. Sammy Johns rolled out of the American South with a song that captured a whole lifestyle in 3 easy minutes. The song Chevy Van was not just a soft rock ballad, it was a love letter to freedom, youth, and the open road. Released in 1973, it caught fire 2 years later. The track drifted up the Billboard Hot 100, landing in the top 10 by spring of 1975. Its acoustic strum and gentle storytelling struck a chord with the custom van crowd, an entire subculture devoted to tricked-out interiors and endless highways. At van rallies across the country, Chevy Van played like an anthem, the soundtrack for late-night drives and roadside adventures. Movie soundtracks and classic oldies playlists kept it alive well after its chart run faded. For a generation of dreamers behind the wheel, Sammy Johns' mellow hit turned a simple van into a symbol of possibility and claimed its spot as one of 1975's most enduring niche wonders. Nazareth's Love Hurts stands out as the softest hit from a band better known for thunderous riffs and gritty vocals. In 1975, the Scottish rockers took Boudleaux Bryant's heartbreak ballad and transformed it into an anthem of aching vulnerability, layering strings and soaring harmonies over a sound more at home in stadiums than smoky clubs. Their version climbed into the United Kingdom top 10 and dominated charts across Europe, turning Nazareth into household names overseas. In the United States, though, Love Hurts made only a moderate impact, just enough to earn radio play, but not enough to cement the band's name in American pop memory. The song's gentle power confused some fans who expected heavy rock, and later covers, especially Cher's, muddied the waters even more. For many, Nazareth is remembered for this one moment of softness, a global smash that fades in and out of memory depending on which side of the Atlantic you are on. Alan O'Day's Easy Evil slipped onto AM radio in 1975 with a smooth, understated groove that felt right at home among the era's mellowest pop. O'Day, already respected behind the scenes in Los Angeles, took center stage for this single, delivering a song built on clever wordplay and a melody that lingered long after the final chord. The track's polished production and laid-back vocals carried the hallmarks of the Los Angeles studio scene, but it never climbed far on the national charts. While Easy Evil faded from playlists, O'Day's pen kept working overtime. In the years that followed, he wrote hits for Helen Reddy and the Righteous Brothers, and even scored a Grammy for his songwriting. For a brief moment, Easy Evil put the spotlight on the songwriter himself, proof that sometimes the real magic happens behind the curtain, not just at the microphone. Head East crashed onto the Midwest scene in 1975 with Never Been Any Reason, a song that became a rite of passage for classic rock fans but never broke into the national top 10. The track's stacked synthesizer and guitar riffs, locked tight with a pounding drum groove, made it a mainstay on femme album-oriented radio, especially in Illinois and Missouri, where the band's relentless touring packed out local arenas. While disco and AM hits grabbed the pop charts, Head East built their own legacy on the strength of this album-oriented rock anthem. The song's hook is instantly recognizable to anyone who has spent an afternoon flipping through classic rock stations, yet its pop chart numbers never matched its radio presence. For decades, Never Been Any Reason has outlasted its chart peak, living on in set lists and playlists, proof that a killer riff can keep a song alive long after the charts have moved on. Elvin Bishop's bluesy shuffle Fooled Around and Fell in Love owes its magic to a twist behind the mic. In 1975, Bishop handed the lead vocal to Mickey Thomas, a session singer whose soaring tenor transformed the track from a barroom jam into a pop soul knockout. The decision happened at Wally Heider Studios in San Francisco, where Bishop realized his own gravelly voice could not quite carry the song's sweet heartbreak. Thomas stepped up, delivered a performance that shot the single into the top 10 and turned a studio favor into a career launchpad. Within a few years, he would become the voice of Jefferson Starship, belting out arena anthems across the country. Bishop's guitar shuffle and Thomas's vocal fire made Fooled Around and Fell in Love a crossover hit, but the real story is how a session gig catapulted a backup singer into rock stardom. A British band with a flair for drama, Jigsaw soared into 1975 with Sky High, a single built on swirling strings, a punchy organ hook, and Des Dyer's unmistakable falsetto. The song didn't just climb the charts in the UK. It shot up to number 3 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and cracked top 10s across Europe, Australia, and Japan. Recorded at Decca Studios in London, Sky High was pure orchestral pop, polished for radio and ready for television. Clips from Top of the Pops and European broadcasts captured the band in their prime. All suits, big hair, and bigger choruses. The song's reach even extended into the world of wrestling, serving as entrance music for masked star Mil Mascaras. Despite its global splash, Jigsaw never repeated the feat. Sky High became a time capsule hit, one that still floats through retro playlists, a reminder of the year orchestral pop briefly ruled the airwaves. Ace's How Long glides in on a groove so smooth it is easy to miss the sting behind the lyrics. Paul Carrack, then just another working musician in London, wrote the song after discovering a bandmate had been secretly moonlighting with another group. His voice, soulful, clear, and quietly wounded, helped push How Long into the top 20 on both sides of the Atlantic in 1975. The song's tight arrangement and subtle funk turned it into a transatlantic hit, but Ace never managed a follow-up. Carrack, though, was just getting started. After Ace faded, he became the lead voice on Squeeze's Tempted and on The Living Years by Mike plus the Mechanics, building a career that outlasted his band's brief moment in the spotlight. How Long remains a calling card, proof that one great song can launch a lifetime in music even if the band behind it slips into the past. Few songs from 1975 shimmer with the same pure pop magic as Pilot's Magic. Written by David Payton and Billy Lyle, the track was brought to life at Abbey Road Studios under the expert hand of producer Alan Parsons. With its sparkling keyboards, sunlit harmonies, and a chorus that seems to float on air, Magic became an instant earworm. The single soared to number 5 on the US charts and reached the UK top 10, making Pilot a household name for one unforgettable summer. Session notes from those Abbey Road days reveal a band chasing perfection, layering vocals and synths until every second glowed. Decades later, Magic found new life in 2018 in a Toyota advertisement, proof that its hook still lingers. For many, it is the very definition of mid-70s pop, ubiquitous in its time, yet now a time capsule. crowning our list as the most enduring forgotten wonder of 1975. Across all 10 entries, one pattern stands out. In the shifting music landscape of 1975, a single hit could launch an artist into the spotlight and then vanish just as quickly. These forgotten wonders prove that musical impact is not measured by legacy alone. Sometimes one song is all it takes. Which would you bring back?